Well, hey, I got something to say. I could not forget about Elena, my friend Elena in Dubai, who I wanted to have on my live show, but the time difference is so wacky that we're actually recording it so I could figure out a way. Because where there's a will, there's a way. But before I bring Elena on, hi, Elena. I want to tell you, can I just read your short bio? Do you mind?
Of course, go for it.
Elena is a talent and HR recruiter. I shifted my focus to coaching female leaders, mothers, and entrepreneurs. Co-founder, is it LEA? Do you say LEA? LEA? Is it LEA?
Yeah, Leah.
LEA Growing People. My mission is to nurture high-performing teams and leaders, empowered parents, and thriving families by transforming challenges into growing opportunities. Amen, sister. All right, so let's just dive into
Amen.
your big step. Say, what do you tell women and men listening around the world? We are goddess of light, life, and love. Oh my God, I love that. So, why'd you pick that one? I mean, it's a big one, and I love it.
Yeah, it's a big one. So first of all, sometimes when I share this sentence, people tell to me, "Oh, well, goddess, I mean, fly down, are you not are you not thinking too big?" But sometimes I also say, hey, your purpose and your vision for you in your future, it needs to speak to yourself. And it's a secret between you and yourself. So, as it's the way you address to yourself as a woman, is better you address yourself properly. So this is the type of love we need to see when we look at each other in the mirror. Somehow we are the goddess of our own life, because it's the biggest resource we can tap onto is ourself. When
Yeah,
we
yeah,
when we are shaking, when we're struggling, and we want to go into this safe space which we call home, it's better we are able to tap in the best version of who we can be as women, as entrepreneur, as mother, as a
yeah,
human being.
yeah.
And I've experienced myself that is in the darkest moment of my life, when you tap into this inner power, this inner spark that each and any of us have, that you can bring light where darkest was. So we can learn how to tap into this light, how to tap into this energy. And as women, we came into life to generate life for other human beings. This is actually how we're made. So even if we underestimate that power, it's better we do embrace it fully, because this is actually what we do. We give life to kids. We give life to, and if we can take it metaphorically, a kid is not only a son or a daughter, or them, whoever that we want to call them, but we can also give life to projects. We can give life to businesses. We can give life to idea. And this power of generating as creating, it's very unique in female. And
Mhm.
we have our own way of doing it, but it's completely different from the way men do. And at the same time,
Yeah,
what is very peculiar about us is that once we are able to tap in our inner power and be able to see ourselves as our own goddess, and we are able to generate and to bring into life people, projects, idea, we have also something very unique, because as women, we can do everything that I've just mentioned through unconditional love.
yeah,
We have a very harmonious and welcoming way of bringing things to life. That it's surrounding, that it's welcoming, that it's broad, that is inclusive, that talks about acceptance, that talks about flexibility, that talks about resilience, but always for a big scope, which for me should be love. I've been
yeah.
asking myself, what's my big purpose? Yes, I have a business. I've been open more than 5 different startup and businesses. But at the end of the day, when I think about what I'm here, is always I'm here to love unconditionally, and also to make sure, I teach my kids and the people I work with to do the same, because we have responsibility.
Yeah.
We cannot leave the things the same way we found it. And I also believe that this is a female touch. We can bring to life things that were not alive. We can give a new revamp to think that they looked, stagnant or oldish. So I wish every woman and every mother and every leader would be able to tap into this power that comes with us being women, power that comes with us having a womb, power that comes with us dying and reborn every single month. So this is very special about women. And this is why I choose this sentence.
I'm so glad that was your opening statement, because I never thought of it that way. I mean, I'm all about unconditional love, but I'm also glad that you didn't separate it out from, okay, unconditional love here in my personal life, but then business, I'm a hard ass. It's all the same, which I want to dive into what you and I were talking to right before we came on, because I think it's something we all need to hear. Tell us a little bit about, when I said, so what's going on in Dubai? We'll get into that later, because she moved from Italy to Dubai. And you said business is busy. It's a year late, blah, 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 blah. And personally, I'm cleaning up things. And I know it's fixed, it's affecting my business too and holding me back. So let's dive into that, because I so believe you cannot separate it out for sure.
So it's very funny, because I started my journey towards becoming a leadership coach after I've been working for more than 20 years with family, with parents and their kids from 0 to 5 years old. And people were saying, from parents to leaders, what is that? What is that? And actually I was like, but this is it. This is exactly it. Because the kids we are growing today will be the leader of the future. And they will they will role model leadership by looking at their parents. So if the relationship between parents and children, it's already odd, how can they grow and be a successful leader, a thriving leader, a fulfilled leader, a beloved leader by their reports? And after having been working for 20 years with small children and seeing them in the dynamic with their parents, and now, year later, I work with those leaders that they don't have 3 years old anymore, but they might have 35, 45 years old. I still see the same babies. So when I, the same hurted and rejected and humiliated and betrayed and, suffocated, oppressed or judged, 3 years old. So for me, leadership, before we talk about leading other people, and this is what a parent does, this is what a leader does in a team, we also need to be able to lead the many people, and pass me the terminology, we have within. I have an Elena that is a goddess of light, but I also have a Elena which is a piece of that really drive me nuts certain day. I also have an Elena, which might get too much OCD, and she gets so much focused into
Yeah.
details that she forget a big picture. I have an Elena, which is a dreamer, and sometimes she's in La La Land, and she's like, "Hey, calm back down." I have an Elena, which is really creative, and sometimes it's so creative. So even there, there are so many. It's to learn how to tap into and how to manage and how to, put in track towards this big vision and purpose that we all might have. So for me, there's really no distinguishing between the many Elenas, even if they are at work or they are in the family or they are in interpersonal relationship like the one we're having today with a friend or a person you like. Of course, I need to be able to tap into more or less of something anytime I'm in a relationship with somebody or with a group of people or with a circumstance, because we also are in relationship not only with people but also with certain environment, and we need to be able to read the field, what's going on in a place, even when we enter it. It's always relationship. It's always relationship. So we cannot believe anymore in 2023 that we can fake it to a certain level, that if our personal life or some parts of us are screwed up or really suffering or in grief or in pain or even extremely excited, those things will not influence and impact also the other area of our life. Is impossible.
Yeah.
And also it's impossible that they will not influence the people we love the most, because even if we don't say it, people who care about us, they can literally read in between every single line, on every single wrinkle on our face. They can read us. So for me, really, the topic of this new dimension we are all entering into is vulnerability, and we want to teach our kids and we want to teach our reports or our employees to be vulnerable and to feel okay while being vulnerable. We need to shift into a dimension where psychological safety and trust becomes before results, before performance, before investment and return of investment. Because if there's no trust, if there's no openness of being vulnerable and knowing that we will be included and accepted, doesn't matter what we say, what we do, and we are in an environment free of judgment, there's no way to create sustainable growth. So this is where I'm focusing a lot. For people who heard about me already before, I have a special need child, and I've been recommended to give them medication, to go for a neurologist and do this and do that. But for me, the first things was nothing matter if I'm still not changing the environment where I will welcome my son back home. So I need first to work on me to make a shift, to make a change. And this is the invitation I'm really giving to everybody. Don't point out, point in and go deeper, Yeah.
So I want to back up a bit, because when you're talking about your special needs child, is that one of the reasons you moved from Italy to Dubai? So tell us a little bit about that journey for those who don't know you, and when you moved and how long you've been in Dubai, which I still haven't been to visit. How's that possible?
It's not possible, but it's also true that I didn't even come to you. So we need to fix that either way and around. So yes, you're right. I moved to Dubai it was August 2015. So we're talking about 8 years now. We are starting our ninth year. And mainly for this reason, because having a child of 5 years old that was still in Italy going to kindergarten, we had to change 5 schools in 2 years. So we were not able, and was still nursery and kindergarten. So we were not able in Italy to find a curriculum and an inclusive system that was able to welcome our gifted child, a neurodiverse child. And of course, at the beginning, you feel totally wrong and you feel you are the problem. You are a failure as a parent. You as a failure as a woman. You are, a mistake. You are wrong. And then you maybe go even big just by saying why I am so unlucky, why I have been chosen for that, what's wrong with me. And so you really can go to into very, very dark places, most of all when apparently nobody around you is getting you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
school were not supporting us, community were not supporting us. Unfortunately, not even our parents were supporting us
Oh,
because they were not able to accept the diversity of our
yeah.
son. Because when you look at him, it looks very normal, but
Yeah.
there's a
I totally
neurodiversity.
understand. I totally understand.
So that's why we moved here. And in the process of moving, both me and my husband, we became fully certified coaches because going to the psychologist was not enough. And I still think is not enough. I still have my psychology. I go every week because I want to support my client at best. And
Yeah.
psychology approach, they really help and understand trauma, the past, how to name certain things, how to understand why those things happen to you, what might have created certain circumstances will trigger certain responses. But then we were missing that part. Okay, now that I know, now that I understand why, what am I meant to become? What is there for me? What else can I create? And once I have a clarity about that vision and that purpose or that objective, will I get there? So I really find coaching as the most powerful tool to
Mm.
equip both me and my husband with a personal and with a family and also a business vision because we ended by opening this business together. And we would have never became coaches without our son. We would have never opened LEA Growing People, which is our company. We would have never had now a team of 50 plus people speaking more than 26 languages worldwide. And that's because we were in a very, very, very dark place where we haven't slept for 7 years and a half. And we had to leave our own country completely
Ah,
abandoned and rejected. So that's why I truly believe we are goddess of light and
yeah, man.
light and
Yeah.
love, you know?
Uh, by the way, thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing that because whatever your child's background is and whoever they are, I think a lot of times parents feel exactly what you said. What did I do wrong? Was it me? Should I have said this? Even though you say you can't go back, but you go, if I would have done this, they wouldn't have done that. And you go through all those things. And to have somebody, like you said, whether it's a psychologist, psychiatrist, or a coach, be able to help you work through those things and come from what your big message is, being vulnerable, but having unconditional love and acceptance for yourself and others is huge. Because I want to know, where's that perfect parent? I want to meet them. You know what I mean? There is no perfect parent. Give me the
So the
script.
perfect parent, I think, is the one that navigate through their own imperfection, you know, and they also navigate through the imperfection of their kids because this is also a massive one. So perfection doesn't exist, but inclusion does exist,
Yeah.
and and flexibility, adaptability.
Yeah.
They do exist. And, yes, I have to mention that I'm working much more with executive, business owner, um, and leaders
Mhm.
nowadays. But my heart always beats faster when they are also parents, and I love supporting
Oh,
couple. I love supporting couple together, and supporting those executive maybe going through transition because a newborn came, and they are screwing up the balances and the equilibrium in their family, and they need to keep up with work and their performance, because life as well as death, they are very disruptive moments in our life, and sometimes we underestimate how much giving birth to a new baby, or losing a member of your family, or going through divorce, or having one relative or one child or your partner being sick, can have a massive, massive impact on your
yes.
performance. And we need to be gentle with ourselves. Uh, and I wish everybody will be vulnerable enough to reach and ask for help. I think from our personal experience, we were so down that we really couldn't make it without any help. But in those moments that you really realize why I haven't asked for help before. I mean,
Why did I have to
which
get that
sick,
bad? Yeah.
which sick culture we are all growing into, that it's a problem to ask for help. And I can give you a stupid metaphor. I wear glasses usually, yeah. I see 10 out of 10. I see very, very well. But you know why I needed to wear this? Because the first time I went for a check, the optometrician told me, Elena, in order for you to see that well, you're using the muscle of your eyes so badly that you are investing a lot of energy in doing this. That's why at 8 p.m. I couldn't drive. I was falling asleep. And
Ah.
so and so they were saying, well, if you wear a pair of glasses and you let them do the job, you know, you maybe can use this energy and invest that in something else. And then I started wearing glasses and I started relaxing the muscle of my eyes. And I discovered that because, when they put those drops in your eyes, my eyes took 1 hour and a half to relax, you know? So then I took this as a metaphor,
Yeah.
how many times I could have just simply wear a pair of glasses and I was not doing it,
Mm.
you know? So my invitation today, if you feel you're stuck in any of the topic we have mentioned, and you might feel, oh, I resonate with that, but how can I? That's the right moment to ask for help. It
Yeah.
could be your best friends. It could be a professional. It could be a psychology, a psychiatrist. You might also have some doubts about who should I speak with. It doesn't matter. Reach out. And you can even, connect with me and ask, Elena, what do you think I should speak with? Maybe it's not a coach, but I can definitely tell you what might be the best person you could speak with. And maybe it's just simply your partner or your son or your daughter. So don't think crazy. Sometimes the answer are just around the corner. And that's what I would love to leave all of you with.
Elena, and the big thing, I mean, I have three big things that I'm thinking of. One is definitely unconditional love in all aspects of your life, not just personal, but business. Number two, being vulnerable with yourself and the people you live with and work with. But number three is what you said, that you're constantly working on yourself. It's not like, oh my God, I have arrived and I'm here. And I think that's the biggest thing we can do for our children, our family, and our staff is constantly want self-growth, whether it's going to a therapist or a coach or whomever, so that when those dark moments hit, you're not stuck there so long because you're constantly working on yourself and building yourself with systems and tools and techniques that work for you, which is what you do.
Absolutely. And this, I mean, for me, this is also about ethic, and it's about also professional responsibility. I will never, coach people without having a coach myself. And I would never recommend, people to go to psychologists, psychiatrists, or any other, therapy or treatments that are available out there without having trying it first. So I really value a lot, the ethic of this profession of a coach, where we cannot step boundaries and we need to be very, very clear. And another invite for people who are new to coaching, make sure that the coach you choose, it's internationally certified, because this is also a profession and needs to be protected and verified by entity that verify the ethic and the professionalism and the knowledge of coaches as well. So not many people knows that. A lot of people, they call themselves coach nowadays.
Right.
So protect yourself,
Elaine, we're going to have to chat, not wait so long at another time, but we got to go. But before I do, hey, I got something to say, people. Come on. Elena had something to say. You're going to want to hook up with her. So if they do want to reach out, where should they find you?
Absolutely. So you can definitely find me in LinkedIn, or simply on the page of LEA Growing People. And under our team, you will find me together with my husband and all my other members. Each and any of us as a book now button, where you can book a 30 minutes free session. So if you want to get more curious about me, my husband, and any other member of my team, we are all available. One click close, book now, 30 minutes, and we will be connecting over Zoom from wherever you are to wherever we are and make that connection happen. So leagrowingpeople.com, our team, and there you're going to find us.
Elena, thanks so much for being on the show. Hey, I got something to say. Elena, I would both love for you to share, rate with everyone you know who could benefit, which so many people could around the world. And until next time, you know what I'm going to say. Bye, Elena, and toodles.
Bye. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sandy.